enough. And so that's the Home Team 512 on the YouTube channel, but it's also the Home Team 512 on the Facebook channel.
And we also are
Does
on
Facebook have a channel?
They do.
And it's the Home Team 512 on the IG channel.
There you go.
On all the channels. Right.
But we're also on KBVO on Sundays as well.
Right, and that's just the Home Team.
That's just
because it's in the 512.
It is in the 512.
Yeah. So
right.
that's kind of why we had to throw the 512 because somebody was using it in like Illinois or something. So
oh really?
Yeah.
Jerks.
Yeah, I know. I had it logoed first, so it definitely should have been ours. But
we should
you know, it's a big world, and we can share our parts. You know, so we're not selling homes in Illinois. So.
Well, we could.
No.
No, you don't.
No.
Too cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, way too cold.
Yeah. It's a windy city, right?
It's
in Illinois.
Well, Illinois is not the windy state. It's Chicago's the windy city.
Right, but it's the biggest city in the state, right?
Chicago?
So therefore, it's the windy state.
Yeah. Chicago.
Right. Hey, but this is we talk about this all the time. This is the money section of the show.
Right.
And it's very important to me because growing up, I didn't know how to use money. I didn't understand money. My parents had no clue about money.
And they listen to the show, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Hey, in real, to be honest, they have no clue about money today. You know, so they just don't.
That's rough.
They just don't.
You just went down on the Christmas list right now.
Carmen
just went, you know what? Yeah, Troy doesn't need that.
She has grandkids. I don't get anything.
No, she's like, nope, not taking care of the kids.
They all go to grandkids.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, so I get nothing anymore.
Fair enough. That's how it goes.
Yeah, so she can't use that on me.
All right.
But they just didn't. They didn't understand how to teach it to me. You know, when I was in the military, I had to teach kids as they came in how to use checkbooks. I mean, how to balance checkbooks. They just, you know, so I realized at that point that our system that we use to grow and educate human beings in America is just not really designed to teach you how money works. That's why so few people do well with it.
Well, they teach you how to work for somebody else, and
that's the people with money.
And that's
the people with money are teaching you how to work for them so they can make more money.
And that's changing a little bit, but you're right. I mean, when we were growing up, we didn't have classes on balancing checkbooks and all that good stuff. No.
And in most cases, I mean, maybe I'm speaking for myself, but my father necessarily didn't teach me those skill sets. He taught me how to work on a car, how to build a fence, which is valuable, and I use that today. But I had to figure out
all the finances. They taught us how to work.
They taught us
how to work.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And that's my dad didn't either. And so that was one of the things I've worked. You know, I mean, I talk to my oldest especially all the time. You need to be putting $400 away. If you're not putting $400 away right now, I'm just not going to speak to you ever again. You know,
$400 a month?
Yeah, that's it. He's 25.
Yeah, okay. I get
it'll be worth almost $1 million when he retires.
I'm not mad at you for that, but I'm just saying a lot of 25-year-olds don't have an extra $400 a month.
Oh, they do. They all do. Every single one of them does.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because they're out buying $400 worth of avocados and liquor and
$1,000
they got
$400 worth of avocados. What?
Liquor. Hey,
avocados.
That's a lot. Okay, I'm just saying that's a lot of avocados.
I'm just telling you. You know, but they waste their money and they don't realize it, and then they get a promotion, and what do they do with the promotion? They just spend it. And so it's a. So I'm listening to The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy.
Nice.
Excellent book, and it just talks about doing the little things today.
So you're listening to it?
You're right. Yeah,
okay.
That's what I said, right?
I'm just making sure. Yeah, you don't read, right? Yeah.
I mean,
you're too ADD to do that.
Yeah, I read like a page a day.
So as you're driving,
a page a day. Yes, and but it's a great book. I've seen him in person and all that stuff. So his commentaries. It's the same. Everything he told that I heard from him 10 years ago, he's saying today. And he's very successful. And it talks about the compound effect, and we talk about compound interest all the time.
Sure.
But he's talking about the compound effect in daily habits. So if you do the little things every day, just the little things, you know, he's like, hey, walk an extra 500 steps and eat 100 less calories a day. He says
every day.
Just you know. So
it's $1,000. I mean, 1,000 steps in 2 days.
It's 500 a day, an extra 500 a day. Extra. Whatever you're doing, add 500 steps.
Okay.
Steps. That could be a walk around this building, right? Okay. That's it.
Or up the stairs when the elevator doesn't work.
Yeah,
that's
right. But I'm just saying, just add that 500, drop 100 calories a day. Right?
I like it.
He goes, and he compared this. You compared it to someone else who walked 500 less and added 100 calories. In a year, there's no difference. In 2 years, there's a little difference. In 3 years, there's a big difference between them.
I could. It makes me think of that song, I Could Walk 500 Miles.
That is a great
Sorry,
song.
It was in my head. I was going to sing it, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do that to y'all.
We got to cue that in.
He calls me ADD.
Sorry, my brain went there.
You know, but that's the thing is that daily habits and the little things about daily habits are important, and investing is important.
Right.
You know, and so it's the little things. And we were talking like yesterday, the market had a huge rally. I mean, huge. It was like, 5%, and that's a big number. And typically, and I was telling you, typically I know why it's happening because I'm paying attention. There's just a lot going on in my industry right now, so I'm really focused on work, and I've kind of left my finances on autopilot. Yeah, and but I'm doing the same things. I'm investing between the 10th and the 15th, the same amount of money, the same amount of stock. So I'm dollar cost averaging. So as everything's moving around, so I'm doing the same things. Now it's autopilot because they become compounded habits, right? And in 5 years, or so from now, when it's time to, look at retirement stuff, that money will have done a lot more for itself. And what happens is in times like today, when the market's shrinking and, inflation and it's all scary and all that stuff, most people that don't understand money stop doing those things. They're like, okay, I'm not going to invest in the market right now. I'm going to put this over here. I'm not going to do anything. The compound effect of that in 5 years from now. And this is a way to look at your expenses. Okay, so I'm gonna buy a jacket at Nordstrom Rack, right? Right? All right.
Who would do that?
It only cost X.
Right.
Well, you need to multiply that by 5 because that money that you put into that jacket, as an example, instead of an investment into a stock, in 5-10 years from now, you've lost 5 times what that was worth. You could have taken that money and invested it. In 10 years, it's worth 5 times that. So you look at that jacket, let's say it's 2 foot, $250, right? You're like, is the jacket worth $1,000? If you look at it like that, the answer is no. Is it worth $250? Sure. But it's not, because you put that money there instead of putting it into an investment. And that's why I say that all 25-year-olds have the $400. They just don't have the daily discipline to use it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And they're getting their $20 cup of coffee,
and they have 10 streaming channels. I mean, have you? It was so funny. We went to streaming to save money, right? That's why we're cut the cord.
That's how it started.
We cut the cord. It's cheaper to do here. Well, you look up now. Well, now it's like I got YouTube, I got Hulu, I got Disney Plus.
And they're killing me because if you want to see Yellowstone, you gotta get Paramount.
Paramount Plus if you want to see 1883.
Yeah, if you want to see 1883. Yeah, right. A new Disney movie's coming out, and you can only watch it on Disney Plus, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, so
they get you.
Yeah, and then but I have Pandora and I have Spotify and I have so they have all these. I'm like, really? You don't? That's the thing. And
Bumble.
Right.
Your wife. No, I'm just.
I don't even know what that is. I'm like, I'm looking at you. I'm like, okay.
Just he's like, shut up, wife.
I'm like, I don't even know what that is. I thought that was the podcast.
No, it's a dating app.
I was
kidding. You wouldn't even know where to start, right? You'd be like,
No. No. Trust me, I'm done with that.
Jackie, I was totally kidding.
Yeah.
I'm totally playing.
I was thinking it was the Joe Rogan podcast group that tried to buy him from Canada.
Oh yeah.
But that's the thing. It's there. The money's there. The discipline to use it in the right way is not. And we're hardwired.
And you need a coat because it's cold outside, but you don't need a $250 coat. You can go get a coat that looks just like it, doesn't have the name brand on there, and be smart about it.
There's still $20 coats.
Yeah.
At certain stores, and you can go buy the $20 coat. It doesn't last as long.
It's called a hoodie.
Sure, it lasts 2 years. It lasts 2 years. Okay, but so that means it'll take you, 8 times 2, 16 years to equal it out. So in 16 years, yeah, sure. If your other coat lasted 16 years, you wasted your money, but it didn't.
But you have to have a coat. You can't die.
Yeah, but there's lots of options. And like I said, if you really want to take care of yourself and retire early and live the best life you can when it's time, then you need to do the little things now. And compounding interest is the way to do it. Starting young. $400. What did we do the numbers? It was like $920,000.
Yeah. Something like that.
If you started at 20 and retired at 65, you'd have almost $1 million.
Who needs $925,000?
At $400 a month.
Yeah, who needs that?
$400 a month.
That's crazy. It's not much.
And at first you're like, gosh, that's not a lot of money, because we watch TV and we see the millionaires and all that. That's all we see. But you understand that is literally 0.2% of Americans have over $1 million net worth.
Oh, really?
Yes, true net worth, cash net worth.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
mean, there's a lot of people that have a lot of money in real estate and
2%?
stuff. 0.2.
That's I like that.
Yeah. Point two, have over $1 million in true cash net worth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
there are a lot of people that have some equity and real estate and all that sort of stuff, but that can go up and down and fluctuate. We're talking about actual cash, actual stocks that have a value.
All right.
You know, real estate doesn't, honestly, it doesn't have a value, except for the county. It doesn't have a value until you sell it.
So you got to get your life in order to do all that. So men's coaching could help out. So
Absolutely.
again, Brad, how they get a hold of you to do that?
Just go to changethroughpain.com and you'll find all the access that you need to the coaching, the Mastermind Men's app, and the Humble Man Men's Group.
All right, I like it.
Now, we have smart listeners, but I just want to make sure that it's through. It's not through.
Change through, THROUGH.
Okay.
Pain.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and I'm with you. Never know though.
But I'm just saying
You
that
done
Change through pain.
Yeah.
And we all say .com
Yeah.
together.
because I was like, we're gonna throw a ball
Yeah,
at you.
change it through.
I threw this ball at you like 50
Yeah,
times.
yeah. Change through that pain.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
yeah.
So no, see now it's sunk in. That's
got you.
that's
Change the
there's
pain
that
.com.
mind
I like
thing.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you've been listening to the Home Team with Troy and Wyatt. We hope you've enjoyed what you've heard today. If you have any questions about anything we said, please reach out to me at loansfromtroy.com or give me a call at 855-299-HOME. And as always, this segment was brought to you by Security National Mortgage, where we turn houses into homes by financing
Your
American dream. Hey, and everybody, remember, if you want to make a step up in your life, go to changethroughpain.com. And we'll see you in just a minute.